There is a quiet exhaustion that does not come from effort, comes from constant offering. You may not remember when it began. There was no moment where you decided to give more than you had. You simply learned to notice first, to sense shifts before they were spoken, to adjust before anything could feel heavy. So you gave your attention, your emotional presence, your inner space, and because this way of being felt natural to you, it was rarely questioned, not by others, not by you. Over time, something subtle shifted. Rest no longer feels complete. Stillness does not fully settle, as if part of your energy is always leaning outward, slightly ahead of your own body. From within the emotional field, this shift is clear. It is here that our work becomes relevant. We are the Pleiadians, guardians of the emotional field, working where sensitivity has remained outward for longer than the system can sustain. And if something in you recognizes these words without effort, this is not coincidence. It is the moment balance begins to return. Giving too much rarely begins with choice. It begins with sensitivity. You sense what others overlook. You feel emotional shifts before they are named. So your system learned to respond early, to smooth, to adjust, to offer. At first, this creates stability, connection, a sense of safety. But over time, the nervous system adapts too well. Instead of meeting life from the center, your energy starts leaning outward, always available, always attuned, always compensating. From our perspective within the emotional field, this pattern is familiar. When sensitivity grows without containment, giving replaces grounding. You may hold space for many, while feeling subtly unheld yourself, present everywhere, except fully within. This is not emotional weakness. It is emotional overextension. And recognizing this pattern is not a failure. It is the point where realignment becomes possible. We are the Pleiadians. Our work takes place within the emotional field, where sensitivity, empathy, and giving shape the way a system moves through life. We do not come to change who you are. We do not come to make you give less, or to close what has always been open. Realignment is not restriction. It is orientation. When giving flows only outward, the center becomes unstable. So our role is to guide awareness back, to the point where energy naturally balances itself. As you listen now, attention begins to withdraw from the edges, from what you are holding, from what you are sensing for others, and returns inward. This shift is subtle but precise. The nervous system receives a new signal. You no longer need to lean forward to remain safe. Balance does not require effort. It appears when the system remembers where it belongs. Now we slow everything down. Nothing else needs your attention right now. Not the past, not what others expect, not what you still carry. This moment is not about understanding. It is about allowing balance to return. Notice where your awareness has been living, not in thoughts, but in direction. Has it been resting on others, scanning for needs, staying slightly ahead of your own body, as if you must be ready at all times? This is how giving too much settles into the system, quietly, gradually, without ever being named. From our perspective within the emotional field, unspoken awareness remains unstable. What stays only inside continues to circulate. It does not anchor. It does not settle. This is why we ask you, not only to feel this moment, but to mark it. Writing is not a technical action. It is a signal. When you write something with intention, the nervous system receives clarity. The emotional field registers boundary. Energy stops leaking outward and begins to return. So now we invite you to write these words in the comments below. I reclaim my balance. Do not write it to be seen. Write it to be placed. Placed outside of you. Placed in the world. Placed as a line your system can recognize. This act tells your emotional field, I am no longer compensating. I am no longer overextending. I am allowed to give without losing myself. Balance is not created by effort. It is stabilized through acknowledgement. And when you write these words, something subtle but precise shifts. Giving does not disappear. It reorganizes. It returns to proportion. It returns to choice. We remain present within the emotional field. As this declaration settles, you are not meant to be endless. You are meant to be whole. And balance always begins when it is claimed and anchored